She looked at me, straight at me, and she said, all these animals here at the zoo, they're trapped. It's horrible.
Ich war halt so die ganze Zeit am Zittern und dann habe ich angefangen, die ganze Zeit zu kotzen, weil ich einfach nicht selber drauf klarkommen konnte.
I was one night out with some friends at a university party and I got drunk. I met some guys and they were doing acid and I just bought one and I took a half of it, and that's like, I'm not really sure which acid it was, but you know, it's like signing a contract for the next 12 hours. I would always do multiple drugs together, and especially alcohol, because it's also part of the culture where I come from. In Venice, we drink a lot. I remember towards the end of the night, I was smoking some weed with one of the DJs, and I had a sort of a weird moment because I wanted to stand up and grab a drink, but I didn't. And then soon after, a piece of the structure that they use for the decoration, like a big piece of wood, fell from the ceiling, and I had this realization that if I stood up to grab the drink, I would have been right underneath that falling structure and I would have probably died. It sort of kept me thinking about what I was doing there with my life and the responsibilities that I was sort of avoiding. And I've been partying all night, I'm sweaty, I smell bad, and I felt like people would think I was disgusting. And then in the end, I did go back home. My mom started screaming at me, of course. She was super mad that I didn't go to class and all. And I remember telling her that day that I was on acid, and she started crying. And she told me she thought it was disappeared, that a friend of hers went sort of, I would say insane maybe, while doing acid. And that sort of made me think a lot. And then from that day, I stopped for some years to drink and do drugs. The fact that this structure fell and I could have died, and I felt I don't want to be in this position anymore. And I think that I kept that inside of me, and I just started focusing on my studies more and just trying to be more responsible.
Ein Kumpel von mir hat dann halt Lean genommen, also man kennt es auch als Codein. Man kennt es jetzt auch von den heutigen Rap-Videos, das ist halt so neu gekommen. Der Auslöser von Lean ist eigentlich nur, dass es dich halt müde macht und dass du halt so ein bisschen, sag ich mal, paralysiert so in deinem Sessel chillst. Hat halt zu viel Lean reingemacht in eine kleine Menge von Sprite und er ist halt direkt abgekratzt. Er lag da so paralysiert in seinem Sessel, also in seinem Sitz, und er hat richtig lange geschlafen, als er dann wach geworden ist, war er gar nicht mehr ansprechbar. Hat dann den ganzen Bus voll gekotzt und war dann halt auch direkt dann im Krankenhaus und wurde dann halt auch abgeholt. War halt erstmal auch eine schlechte Situation für meinen Kumpel, weil es halt jeder mitbekommen hat, weil es war ja eine Skifahrt mit der ganzen Oberstufe und den ganzen Kleinkindern. Seitdem nimmt er sowas gar nicht mehr, was auch sehr gut ist. Aber ja, wie gesagt, also bevor man was nimmt, muss man halt schon darauf achten, wie man etwas nimmt. Am besten gar nicht, aber ja, wenn man das nehmen sollte, dann halt erstmal aufpassen.
I was working one day during the summer at my summer job. Yeah, I work at a restaurant which also organizes parties, so you can rent a place and have a party there. We worked for 12 hours, so we were all really tired, and the manager was like, yeah, let's go to my place and take my box of drugs. We all took MDMA or ecstasy. We all wanted a massage. So we just sat in front of each other, took some olive oil out of the kitchen and just sprayed it on top of each other's backs, and just started massaging each other. And yeah, of course it feels really nice to like touch someone else while you're on MDMA. And it was a really weird experience because of course they are your colleagues, so it's pretty strange to do that with the drugs. And it was like, I think, my second time on MDMA, so it was a weird experience. Afterwards I definitely took a shower because like your body was just so soft and you smelled like olive oil. The smell was the worst, you know. It's like a pizzeria, you know. there's just this entire smell over your body, and it took a while to get off.
When I was about like 15, 16, me and my girlfriend, we wanted to go to the zoo and do truffles. So truffles are psychedelics, and you can get them legal in Amsterdam. So we thought it would be a fun combination, you know, with the animals and lots of laughs, and you know, it would just be fun. So we went there and we did the truffles, we ate the truffles, and yeah, like we thought, we were having a lot of laughs. We saw like the animals, the lions, the sea otters, and it was just too funny. We enjoyed ourselves like a lot. So later on we decided to smoke a joint, and I went to roll the joint inside of the toilet, left her alone there, and I think she started to, you know, think, because when you're on truffles and you're by yourself, you start to think a lot, you know, a lot in your mind. So we came back, I had the joint rolled and we started smoking the joint. And she looked at me, straight at me, and she said, "All these animals here at the zoo, they're trapped. It's horrible. It's actually the worst thing ever." So we went back into the zoo, and it was a total different light, because we saw them behind these iron bars and behind these glass windows, and it was just the most horrible sight ever. It was like a prison for them. So we wanted to escape artists as quickly as possible, because we didn't agree, obviously, with everything that happened, and yeah, it was just super scary. And the entire day, we still felt like, you know, it was a bit of a traumatizing experience.
I am a regular user of anabolic steroids. In the UK, there's a black market for pre-workout supplements, like really strong supplements where you don't really know what's inside them. About 3-4 years ago, I got sent a batch of these pills and advised only take half of one pill because they're really strong. They got a big reputation on the market, and I stupidly took a whole pill, and what followed afterwards wasn't a very nice experience. I was awake for around a period of about 4 days with no sleep. Skin was bright red for 4 days, heart was through the roof, blood pressure through the roof. For the first hour it felt really good. You were like, the blood sort of rushed to the surface of all your body, so you felt fantastic, euphoric. The workout was fantastic. I believe some people have been hospitalised from it and they've recovered now, but not a good experience. For the first 24 hours I was like, oh, it must be just a bad side effect, and then the second day I sort of, oh, this isn't good, and then day 3, 4 and 5, when it was exactly the same, that's when I really started getting worried, and I did consider seeking medical treatment, but then because it was from the black market, I didn't want sort of a black mark next to my name on my medical records, so that sort of stopped me from seeking treatment. Since then, the people responsible have been jailed, and the sort of whole organisation that used to sell that supplement has sort of disappeared from the face of the planet, luckily.